All right, this is the Ontario Police that's flying in circles over the apartment while I'm documenting Camden Stratford and Precious Bastillos. They are doing so under the fake sun, if you recall, at 12 o'clock in the afternoon, under this fake sun that's at the same location. Put my finger through that, okay, because it's 5:57 p.m. This is the supernatural environment, and also at the same time, the entity's keeping the fake sun over me at Alvarado Gardens in Los Angeles, which is speaking to Los Angeles Police Department's criminal engagement in the exact same criminal pattern of conduct, which is intending to obstruct justice, while psychological torture is the purpose of gang stalking using helicopters. This is exactly what I'm documenting in real time on the podcast as I'm speaking to the unlawful intrusion in an ongoing federal investigation via publishing video evidence of gang stalking on the venue of the internet, where surveillance is also underway, and the Ontario Police are engaging in what is gang stalking by helicopter to psychologically torture, harass, and terrorize while they are engaging in what is criminal surveillance on the internet and on devices in concert with the people of the state who are at the same apartment complex where at 12 o'clock in the afternoon, the entity is gang stalking by flying over the same exact apartment building when the fake sun is directly over me. This is feet away at the same exact location, and it's not simultaneously in Los Angeles. This is the entity that's engaging in that obsessive pattern of conduct and flying in circles over the with helicopter. Is speaking to why people like Corey Watson are indeed going to federal prison. All right, Corey Watson, the significance of his name is he is a third-party gang stalker that is heavily documented engaging in that P.O.C. And this is where the entity is flying over the apartment building because I'm inside of that apartment building. Okay? And why is the fake sun still here at the same address? Because I'm inside of that apartment building. And that's the significance of the pattern of conduct, where you're looking at light that's appearing on the top of this apartment building, and the two apartment buildings are the same height. It is the evidence of what is engineered light, the significance of that engineered light touching the structures where a bunch of demons are living inside of that apartment. They're all going to prison. Units 49 through 64 and units 33 through 48, while the demons, again, are flying in a circle over the apartment building, just like they were in the middle of the afternoon. And I'm standing here in the demon in the dark blue vehicle right here, and the demons were flying in a circle over the apartment building again. That was 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Here we are right here, and this is, again, let me show you my, because this is where the fake sun is right here. It has not gone anywhere, and you already know that. The entity keeps it here after, as I documented, after 6:18, and the inspiration behind the obvious engagement in targeting me is with regard to what the entity knows that I'm documenting online. Mike Lorenz and everyone working for the Ontario Police are done with law enforcement as domestic terrorism is exposed with regard to the federal group stalking monitoring system that they commit in concert with all the gang stalkers who are also monitoring on communication devices. The sun that's in Los Angeles at Alvarado is not creating sunlight on this building. Sunlight is not occurring between those two adjacent buildings right here, like you saw, where it would be shaded, but you're looking at sun that's somehow appearing on the side of this building when the building they are the same height. That's the pattern of stalking with light. Okay, the entity is doing so with regard to flying over, like I'm documenting. I want you to see the entity that is reflecting off of the same living room window. This is the fake sun where it's not going anywhere. This is the same fake sun that is keeping in alignment with Tracy Banks' same patio glass door when it's over the tree. All right, it's over the tree, and then you're talking about a negligible difference when you're looking at it outside of the same patio glass door. Is clear. The significance of the light activity is the significance of what is identifying demons who are gang stalking in helicopter. That's why you scrutinize the environment. That's how you understand the significance and what the demon possessed who are gang stalking, what they know. That's why you scrutinize that environment. The entity is doing so with regard to a pattern of conduct where that fake sun is remaining at the same exact location. None of this is sunlight. This is all engineered light, okay? And the entity is engaging in a pattern of conduct where the fake sun sets and rises here, 7:34 a.m. And it is 6 o'clock, 6:01 p.m. That was P.O.C. Those demons, they've been flying in circles like I was documenting on my podcast. The moment that I come out and they know what I'm doing, those demons fly over and they fly away. Okay, I've been documenting them for years. Everyone in this building, federal prison. Everyone in this building, federal prison. Okay, that's impunity while you walk under the fake sun. This is what he was doing earlier in the day. He's on video multiple times. He's going to prison. Okay, as is every other sex offender. All right, the entity is doing so with regard to YouTube's unlawful interference with an investigation on the internet. Where they are protecting the very terrorists and the violent sex offenders who engage in monitoring your genitalia in bathrooms, gang stalking by residents like Camden Stratford is, as I am documenting it and enforcing my rights, by psychopaths who are gang stalking me with helicopters like LAPD are doing, where Camden Stratford is a part of that criminal pattern of conduct. She's going to federal prison. Just as surely as you see the government engaging in surveillance on the internet, which is proven by gang stalking by helicopter while I'm documenting it on my device inside of a private space, and I am subject to harassment and terrorism while the gang stalking police use helicopter to fly over the apartment building in the specific environment. That's not sunlight. Okay, that's called engineer light, and it's framing the same front door in the morning, including at 7:34 when the fake sun is on the opposite side of the same front door. That's POC. It is currently 6:02 p.m. Just to be clear, I wanted you to go ahead and see what I documented on this day. 5:47 p.m. I am documenting on YouTube, so I'll go ahead and get this. This is where the fake sun is, so let me let you hear that. Oh, I have earplugs in. Evidence against the people of the state that are acting by Amazon Prime. Amazon Prime. So first of all, the fake sun is over me outside at as I am walking from my office into the apartment. This is the fake sun that's directly over. This is building 1800 North Alvarado Street apartment. Excuse me, 1800 North Alvarado Street. That's the whole building right there. As I am facing Alvarado Street on the property of Alvarado Gardens, and that's the fake sun as I am walking on that property. And the time is 5:47 p.m. on the same day in 2024. And this is again with regard to analyzing the specific environment. The fake sun that's there at 5:47 p.m. is not in alignment with Tracy Banks' apartment. There's no sunlight that's going to be touching on the gym. That's going to be touching the buildings that are adjacent to each other. They're the same height. There's no sunlight that's going to be touching the face of this apartment building. That's engineer light. It's all sunlight, just like this is not sunlight. It's engineer light. It's engineer light that's covering everything. And that's how you know with regard to the knowledge of the stalkers who are demon possessed and who are monitoring, including online, while they use helicopters to psychologically torture and harass and terrorize me because of the very damning analysis and reality about what I'm exposing about the demons who are gang stalking. And that's what's relevant with regard to even the same day where the fake sun is over me in Los Angeles. They're acting by Amazon Prime. Amazon Prime arriving, engaging in terrorism in concert with the people to say who are pacing. This is crossing a path. They're group stalking in Alvarado. They're under the light source, which remains at the property. That is what's present this morning. And Amazon Prime, this is the entity that's acting together. So I want to be clear because I just want to get this driver who's going to federal prison. But this is Amazon Prime in the same way that Waste Management was with directed light. That's a demon that's using a commercial vehicle while they're engaging in the demonic elements of engineered light stalking in the path. LAPD is flying over. This is the light source at the same property where it's at 7 o'clock in the morning. 53114P3. Hi. There's no parking here. This is P.O.C. This is my shadow that's appearing in the shade. Amazon Prime is monitoring, and they're doing so with LAPD. Hi, there's no parking here. There's no parking here. I'm sorry? You're gonna get something real quick? You can park in the guest. I just want to get them because they're arriving monitoring with LAPD, who was flying over in my previous video, flying over, and this is how Amazon Prime engages in the threat against the targeted individual. Pay attention to how my shadow's just appearing out of nowhere. It's just an illuminating spot with regard to making sure that they can touch me in the shade as I'm walking by, and this is Amazon Prime gang stalking, just like they are here at at Woodside Senior Apartments when at 5:03 p.m., 5:47 p.m. The sun is not going from 5:03 p.m. here to being over the parking lot at 5:47 p.m. at Alvarado Gardens in Los Angeles. The entity is keeping the fake sun right here, and Amazon Prime is a heavily documented gang stalker, as is LAPD and Ontario PD that's gang stalking with the population. That surveillance is ongoing online. You see this fake sun in alignment with me here? This is where it remains, and that's what I'm documenting in Los Angeles at 5:47 p.m. This is where the fake sun remained, and this is impossible light activity. That's impossible light activity. The significance of light is speaking to an engineered environment, which is the ongoing means whereby surveillance is underway. This engineer light affects the operation of communication devices with regard to surveillance monitoring, demons that are monitoring, maintaining presence and activity in that environment. And the evidence of it is the fake sun that remains, because the fake sun is supposed to be the explanation for all the light. That doesn't work when you're in the dark and that light is present. And all you have to do is scrutinize the environment, and that's why I documented it, for you to know that. As I expose the surveillance system that's underway, the entity engages in what is a pattern of harassment and terrorism, including by helicopter. Okay, and so I want you to see what was documented on this day at 5:47 p.m. It's impossible light while he looks perplexed. This is P.O.C. That's what Amazon Prime is documented heavily engaging in Upland, This is not in perfect alignment with Tracy Banks' apartment right here. This is where LAPD is gang stalking me under this fake sun on this day, as I documented previously before 5:47 p.m. And I'm capturing another video because Amazon Prime is gang stalking as they arrive on the grounds in conformity to the pattern of conduct. And the time is relevant because Ontario PD is gang stalking under a fake sun as I'm capturing video while I am in the apartment, and everything that I say and do both online and inside of this apartment in concert with the people of the state is being kept under surveillance. And the psychopaths that are obsessively stalking and monitoring me engage in harassment and terrorism and psychological torture tactics using the means of a corrupt government, such as helicopters and airplanes, flying in circles over a senior citizen complex. It's so loud that it's competing with the television, the air cooler is on, and I'm speaking, and it's that loud, and it's also vibrating the apartment. And it was also ongoing for a prolonged period. That's why I stopped the podcast and stepped outside, and you could see very much that helicopter activity that immediately stopped once I put the camera on that demon, who is gang stalking me, proven by the supernatural phenomenon of the fake sun being in perfect alignment with me at the same time in 2 different regions. You will see at the 7-Eleven at the intersection of 7th Street and Euclid Avenue, where the entity was maintaining a light source. It would never be here at Alvarado Gardens. Amazon Prime's pockets are going to be drained. This is Impossible Light on the dumpster, and they are intentionally arriving while I'm documenting inside of my bedroom. LAPD is flying over in helicopter, okay? Amazon Prime has been posing a threat, engaging in the sex offense and terrorism for years, as I've documented it. It is currently 5:49 p.m., and they are acting in concert with the people of the state who are monitoring at Alvarado Gardens. Everybody here is going to federal prison, and that includes Camden Stratford. Okay, Camden Stratford is a gang stalker, and she was gang stalking me as I'm inside of my bedroom, and that's the subject of what I am documenting on the YouTube, which is a third-party facilitating venue where I am subject to that ongoing pattern of conduct, and that pattern of conduct includes removal of what is evidence, not just content that any third-party platform such as YouTube is free to just interfere with and remove. The entity is gang stalking as gang stalking police officers prove and demonstrate are creating and forming, communicating an unlawful threat to the life and safety of an American citizen. And YouTube is not ignorantly engaging in this. YouTube has engaged in a pattern of this for years with evidence that has nothing to do with the privacy, the so-called alleged privacy of a gang stalker amongst a citizen, a society where there is no actual privacy at that. Okay, so I want to be clear that this video evidence is going to be used against YouTube. It's going to be used against Camden Stratford and Precious Bastillos, whose video evidence of gang stalking, which is threatening my life, threatening my safety and liberty and well-being, gang stalking me with the psychopaths who are using helicopters while I document it. There are no consequences here, and ongoing surveillance is on the venue of the internet as well. It's currently 6:09 p.m. This is P.O.C.